Hey guys, so in today's video I thought I would do, well, I was going to do a kind of like monthly favourites, but then I thought I would just do a kind of roundup of the kind of top 10 drugstore products that I've been loving just generally at the moment. Kind of like a guide if you are new to makeup and you're wondering what sort of things to buy, or you just want to know what my favourites are. A few of these things are kind of new things that I've only discovered within the past few months, and I thought I would just kind of update you on how I'm feeling about them and what things are my kind of staple go-to products that I couldn't live without from the drugstore. So I hope you guys enjoy. I also just want to say this video is not sponsored anyway in the slightest. This is all just my honest personal opinions, and yeah, I shouldn't really have to say that anyway, because if it is a sponsored video I literally have to tell you guys, but yeah, there we go. So I'm pretty much just going to go through everything that you would need for your face. There's probably actually more than 10 products in here. I haven't counted, but there most likely is going to be. So the first thing is foundation. I'm not going to talk about this for too long because I do have a top 10 foundations video, like top 10 drugstore foundations video, and the one that I mentioned in that was my favourite is the Revlon Colour Stay Foundation. I have the one for combination to oily skin, and this is in the shade Buff, and I just find that for me this is my favourite drugstore foundation of all time. I absolutely love it. I love the coverage, I love the finish. I do have to powder it because my skin is incredibly oily, but yeah, I find it lasts a really nice amount of time. It doesn't kind of separate in any sort of horrible way. Like when it starts to get a bit oily, I just like powder and then it seems to be fine. It doesn't look cakey on me. I just absolutely love this foundation, and I think it is $11.99, but when I bought it, it was on special offer for $9.99, so it's pretty affordable, like in comparison to high-end foundations, and I think it is really, really good. And they also do it for I think normal to dry skin, like a different formula. I haven't tried that one obviously, but if anybody knows if that's, you know, decent for people with dry skin, then let us know in the comments down below. Most of this stuff I just kind of got out of my makeup bag because I was staying at Sam's yesterday, and whenever I go to his I just, you know, bring a bunch of makeup with me. I don't normally end up putting it on the next day, but yeah, I just bring kind of my favourites with me, so I just got this out of my makeup bag, and for some reason I had 3 of these concealers in my makeup bag, which I was completely unaware of, but you guys know, again, I don't need to talk about this for long. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade Fair #1. I know that this is too dark for some people, and I have been recommended to try the 17 concealer. Apparently that one is really pale, so if you are pale like me, or if the collection one is too dark for you, then maybe check out the 17 one. I haven't personally tried it, but yeah, this is my personal favourite concealer. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I personally love it. It works really well for me. It's got really, really good coverage. I find that the colour is just about okay. It does oxidise a little bit, but normally my foundations are a tiny bit darker than my skin anyway, because that's just how things tend to go, and I find that these work pretty well with the foundations that I wear, and I think this is £4.19, which is a bit of a weird number, but yeah, this is such a good concealer, and you guys know that already because I mention it all the time. Next, moving on to my favourite drugstore powder. I used to absolutely love the one by NYC, the loose powder, but that was discontinued, but I have a new favourite. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder, and I personally prefer a loose powder because I have really oily skin, and I find that these mattify my face a lot better than pressed powders do. But in my makeup bag I do keep just a random pressed powder. I've also got like the Rimmel Stay Matte, I think, but this is in the shade 001 Transparent. Oh my god, it's all like leaking out the sides, it just went everywhere. Yeah, the one downside to this is it is pretty messy, but as you can see it's just a kind of light loose powder, and I find that this does the job really well. It feels quite nice on your skin, like it doesn't feel super heavy or anything, and yeah, I just really, really love this. And I think this is $6.99, which is quite pricey for a drugstore powder, but I do think it is really worth it because it does the job really well. Sticking with the theme of face, my favourite contour powder, I'm sure you guys are all going to be able to guess. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Hopefully, if you were right, you guessed that my favourite contour powder at this current moment in time from the drugstore is the Freedom Contour Pan in 03. It's this one here, which I have hit pan on. 04 is also really, really good. These are £3 each, and I've just put them in this kind of magnetic eBay palette. The reason that I love this so much is because it's the palest kind of contour shade that I've found. So if you do have really fair skin, then I would really recommend it because it just gives a kind of nice shadow, and you can build it up, but I would say you just want to use use like a little bit at the time because it's not the most blendable, but I just love it for the colour, and as you can see I use it a lot, and I just find that it creates a really nice kind of like shadow on my face without looking bright orange, which is what I normally find with contour powders because my skin is so pale. So yeah, the Freedom Contour Pan in 03 is my favourite for contouring, and then for actually bronzing up my face, or just something that I wear on a kind of daily basis if I don't want like super chiseled cheekbones but I just want to bring a bit of warmth, then a new favourite of mine is the L'Oreal Glam Bronze, and I think I have spoken about this on my channel before, but this is such a lovely bronzer. I only use a tiny bit because obviously it's quite dark. Well, it's not really that dark, but for me it's quite dark, so I just take a little bit of this on my brush at a time and slowly build it up and just kind of like put it around the edges of my face, and I find that this blends so beautifully, which is one of the reasons why I love it. It kind of like, it's just, oh, it's so smooth and it really warms up my face nicely, so I absolutely love this bronzer. Next, moving on to highlight. This was incredibly difficult for me to decide because I've got quite a few favourite highlighters on the go at the moment that I'm wearing. A couple of honourable mentions are the New Look, what's it called, like Pink Pearl highlighter or something. Also the Makeup Revolution Ultra Pro Glow I've also been loving recently, but I had to pick my favourite. Like if I had to get rid of all of my drugstore highlighters and only pick one, I think I would pick this. This is the Lottie London Shimmer Squad. Again, I've spoken about this in a video before, but I just find myself reaching for this so often. I think it's because of this colour here. This kind of pale pink colour is just such a good colour on me. Like, it's just pale enough to give me like a super pop-in glow. The formula of these is absolutely beautiful. If you want to see a full video on these, then I do have like a full video. But yeah, I just absolutely love this. I think it is £10. It also has a tiny little mirror, which is quite useful. And whatever they've done to this formula, like, they have got it right, because this highlighter palette is brilliant. And I know you guys know that my favourite used to be the Sleek Solstice palette. That one is also incredible if you want a super blinding highlight. This one is also super blinding, but it can be natural as well. You can kind of like mix and match the different shades to just give like a kind of natural-ish glow to like a super blinding glow, so I just love this. Next is eyeliner. My favourite eyeliner at this current moment in time is also a pretty new discovery, but I have spoken about it a lot, so you guys probably know what this is. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is amazing. It's pretty much a dupe for the Kat Von D tattoo liner because they've got like the same brush tip, but the tip is really, really thin. It's like little bristles instead of actually being a kind of hard brush. It's really, really black. It's waterproof. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't like bleed. Actually, it does bleed a little bit, but that doesn't really bother me because it doesn't happen often. But this eyeliner is amazing. Like, it stays on all day. It doesn't smudge. Like, I love it so much. And following on from eyeliner, I have my favourite mascara, and my favourite mascara of the moment, you guys probably also will know what this is, I think, because I've spoken about it a bit, but not too much. This is the L'Oreal Mega Volume Miss Baby Roll Mascara, and I love this. Ever since I got it, I've been wearing it every single day because I think it is amazing. It's got a really weird kind of like spiral brush thing. It is a plastic brush, which is something to note, but this is super black, super volumizing, super lengthening, separating, everything you want in a mascara. It doesn't like transfer onto my lower lash line or like my under eyes throughout the day. Again, like, it doesn't smudge. I love this mascara. I think it is amazing, and I think L'Oreal have done such a good job on this. Next, moving on to eyebrows, I actually have two, which is kind of cheating, but depending on what type of brow look I'm going for, I feel like I have to have one for if I want super sculpted brows and one for more kind of everyday. The one for my kind of more sculpted brows that I want to last super long, I'm sure comes as no surprise to you guys. This is the Freedom Brow Pomade in the shade Taupe, which I think they might have discontinued. Can somebody please tell me if they've discontinued it? I think I might email them and be like, bro, what have you done? Because I think they might have discontinued the shade Taupe, which I don't understand why, because it is just the best colour. Like, it's completely kind of cool toned, ashy, really good for like ashy blondish sort of hair, and really good for my hair when it was grey, and my hair is going to be grey very soon. So yeah, I don't understand why would they discontinue the shade Taupe, but this is my favourite, so if you see it, and you have similar kind of like ashy hair, then buy it before it disappears. And then on a more kind of like everyday basis, this is also by Freedom. They do really great brow stuff. This is the Duo Brow Powder in Ash Brown, and as you can see from the pan, it's got like a big indent in this colour. I don't really use the darker colour because that is too dark for me, and this one can be a little bit too dark for me, but I just use a very light hand. And if I want something that's not so sculpted as like a pomade and I want them to look a bit more fluffy and natural, then I tend to go for this one, and I use this. I probably use this more than the pomade at the moment just because I've been liking my brows to be a bit more fluffy, and also this is a lot quicker to apply because you don't have to be like as precise with it. And the brush that I use for this is the Spectrum A14 brush, which I think is just the perfect eyebrow brush, and I think this is £3 or £4, which is really good, and I think the pomade is £5. Next thing, which I completely forgot to talk about, is my favourite eyeshadow palette at the moment, and I kind of was sitting and looking at all of my eyeshadow palettes and thinking which one have I actually been reaching for the most, because on a day-to-day basis, I don't really wear eyeshadow. I only really wear it for like special occasions, and in terms of drugstore eyeshadow palette that is my favourite at the moment, the way that I decided this is because I wore it to my grandma's 80th, so I clearly picked this out of all of my other drugstore palettes. This is the I Heart Makeup Unicorn Love palette. I don't like the packaging. It's not for me, not for everyone. It's like furry. Okay, it feels kind of cool, but pink, like Barbie-ish pink isn't really my thing. But the colours inside are the reason that I love this. I love my warm shades, and there is some beautiful kind of warm shades in here. So there's a couple for the crease. There's like a kind of bricky sort of orangey colour here. There's another orangey colour down here. You've got a really nice gold. You've got a kind of like coppery sort of colour, a dark matte brown, and then a kind of inner corner highlight. And this palette has basically got everything that I need to create my eyeshadow looks at the moment, and I've just been really, really loving it. So that's what I've been using. And I think this is, how much is this? £6.99 maybe? Everything will be linked down below. I'm not sure. And then the final thing in terms of lips, things that I've been loving, which I haven't spoken about for ages on my channel. The main reason I don't speak about these is because they're quite difficult to get hold of. These are the Colourpop liquid lipsticks. These are pretty much what I wear on like a daily basis because I love them. I love the formula. I have so many colours of these. They have so many nice nude colours, which is why I love them, because some companies only do like 1 or 2 nude shades, but Colourpop have literally got like 20, and I've pretty much got all of them. But yeah, I love these, and I also love the Ultra Satin ones. The satin ones are probably my favourite. This one is called 0.0, and it's kind of like a greyish sort of brown. And yeah, these are probably my favourite formula because they don't completely dry down to like a matte finish, but they're so long lasting and comfortable on the lips, and I love the Ultra Satin formula. So that one is just a kind of cool toned brown, and then in the actual liquid lipstick form, this looks so grubby because it's all like worn away. This is the shade Chi, which is probably my all-time favourite Colourpop liquid lipstick. They're both kind of brown colours because I love my nudie browns. But yeah, I just love Colourpop liquid lipsticks. I think they are incredible. I just get them from the Colourpop website. You do have to pay customs, which sucks, but to be honest, I think because the liquid lipsticks are so cheap, I think they're $6. Then if you just get a bunch, or if you order some with friends or something, then they have a kind of free shipping if you spend over $50 thing. And then if you get them all shipped over, then you guys, if you buy them with your friends, you can like split the customs charges. Maybe that'll help you, I don't know. And then the final thing which I wanted to mention, which is a bit more easy to get hold of, this is the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Sandstorm. The formula of these I find is very similar to the formula of the Ultra Satin ones by Colourpop. And the shade Sandstorm is, again, you guessed it, a nudie brown. And yeah, I just love this. It's actually quite a very similar colour to Chi. Chi is just a little bit darker, but again, I love the formula of these, and these are a little bit easier to get hold of, so hopefully that will help you guys out. So I think that is everything in terms of my favourite drugstore products. This video has been going on for so long, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I would also love to know your favourite drugstore products in the comments down below. These are just the things that I've been loving, you know, within the past few weeks, and yeah, I really hope that this kind of helps some of you. So I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!